Safety practices in a two-wheeler workshop. An automotive service technician must follow some safety measures while working on vehicles at the workshop. The technician should operate the service equipment and use tools and instruments with care. Safe work habits lower work environment risks, reduce accidents and injuries, ease the workload of employees, and enhances productivity. In this session, we will see some of the important safety practices to be followed in the two-wheeler workshop. Broadly, the safety measures that an automobile technician should observe relate to vehicle protection, personal safety, use of proper tools and equipments, shop hazards, disposal of hazardous waste, and fire safety. First, let's see some of the safety measures to be taken for the protection of the vehicle. When moving the motorcycle in the workshop, do so with great care. Move it while holding the handlebars with both hands. If the motorcycle is to be parked on the side stand, check the stand to make sure it is secure and not damaged. While working on a motorcycle, make sure the vehicle is securely mounted on the stand, lift, or supported by the side stand. The work of a service technician poses many dangers as it takes place around dangerous chemicals, machinery, and tools. So let us see some of the measures to be taken for the personal safety of the service technician. The service technician must wear a proper dress while working. The service technician can wear short-sleeved shirts or roll up long sleeves. It is advisable to wear long pants as shorts will not protect the legs from sparks, metal splinters, or other debris. Avoid wearing loose clothing or jewelry that can get caught in moving machinery like the chain drive. Wash your hands regularly to avoid any risks of infection. Now let's see some precautions to be taken while lifting heavy equipment. Before lifting any object, ensure you have securely gripped it and that your feet are steady. Keep the load close to the body to minimize strain. Do not burden the back. Instead, lift with your legs and arms but not your back. Next, let's see some of the personal protective equipment to be worn at the workplace. Safety glasses or protective eyewear should be worn when compressed air is used to clean a part. Hearing protection such as earplugs should be worn when exposed to loud noise. Protective gloves should be worn to prevent absorption of solvent and other chemicals into the skin while cleaning parts. Shoes or boots, preferably steel-toed with oil-resistant soles, should be worn to protect the feet from flying sparks, heavy falling objects, and battery acid. Next, let's see some of the safety precautions to be taken while handling tools at the job. Always use the right tool for the job. Wipe the tools clean and dry after use. After use, the tools must be stored in the correct location. It is very essential to keep the workshop clean and organized as it promotes professionalism and safety. Now let's see some of the safety measures to prevent hazards at the workshop. Ensure to keep the workshop floor safe and clean at all times to avoid an accident. In case there is any spillage of oil or grease, clean it up immediately. Keep all water off the floor as water is an excellent conductor of electricity. Never lay tools or parts on the floor as they can become lost or damaged. Keep walkways and exits clear at all times. Ventilate the work area or open the shop doors in case of fumes at the workshop. The workshop generates hazardous waste, which may pose danger to the environment if disposed of in ordinary garbage cans. Some common hazardous materials include contaminated fuel, used gear oil, used engine oil, solvents, chemical cleaners. When handling any hazardous material, make sure to wear safety equipments. The hazardous materials should be stored safely in a proper container and in an isolated area. There are companies that recycle and dispose it of in accordance with environmental regulations. The automobile workshop contains a host of flammable materials which makes it prone to high risks of fire hazards. So let's see some of the measures to be taken to prevent fire at the workshop. Oil and solvent soaked rags can self-ignite without a spark or flame and should be stored in a container. So smoking should be strictly prohibited in the workshop area. Wipe up petrol spills right away. In case of a fire, use a Class B fire extinguisher for combustible materials. The workshop must be equipped with a first aid kit and an eye wash station in case of an emergency. This brings us to the end of the session. In this session, we have seen some of the important safety practices in a two-wheeler workshop related to vehicle protection, personal safety, use of proper tools and equipments, shop hazards, disposal of hazardous waste, and fire safety. Hope you have enjoyed this session. Thank you.